Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about some deadly diseases, pandemics, and epidemics, etc., that the human race has encountered, endured, and survived. I found about 17 of them in total, including COVID 19, but I will be talking about these five that hurt us the most. First, we'll start in 430 BC with smallpox in Athens. Then we'll move to 530 AD, where the plague hits the Byzantine Empire, the Great Plague of London in 1334, smallpox in Mexico in 1519, and the Spanish flu in 1918. Smallpox broke out in Athens, Greece in 430 BC during the Peloponnesian War that pitted the Athenians against their neighbors to the south, Sparta. 20% of the Athenian population of 300,000 was wiped out. In today's terms, that really doesn't sound like much, but at that time, it was a lot. It spread mainly because the citizens had to be locked inside the city walls on the orders of their king, Pericles, to survive a Spartan onslaught. The people were huddled close to each other, and the virus spread through skin to skin contact. The epidemic caused the Athenians to surrender to the Spartans, ending the war. But even though the war was over, the Greeks were still destined to decline. And they did, because they had used up so much money in the war, and they had taken up massive architectural projects. The Greeks would soon fall to the Macedonians, led by Alexander the Great, and the Macedonians would fall to the Romans, who in turn would fall to the Byzantines. Let us now talk about the plague that hit the Byzantine Empire. In 541 AD, the plague of Justinian, caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, broke out in the Byzantine Empire under the reign of Justinian I. It ravaged the empire, which was sprawled across the Mediterranean basin, the Near East, and North Africa. Originating in Constantinople, the capital, it even spread to northern Europe, northeastern Asia, and the Middle East. The plague of Justinian killed around 50 million people over the space of 200 years. The Byzantines would have to deal with another plague, and I will be talking about that next. Fast forward to 1334 AD. The Great Plague of London broke out. Although it's called the Plague of London, it actually originated in China and spread through other ancient trade routes, including the Chinese Silk Road. Florence, Italy, which was a major trading hub, lost a third of its population in just the first 6 months. The Great Plague of London also served as a catalyst for the decline of the Byzantine Empire, which succumbed to the Ottoman invasion in 1453. The Ottoman Empire would disintegrate soon after World War I, which was greatly affected by the Spanish flu, and I will be talking about that later in this video. We now move to the Western Hemisphere and 1519 AD, where smallpox breaks out in Mexico after the arrival of Spanish explorer Hernando Cortes, killing 8 to 9 million people. Smallpox played a major role in the fall of the city of Tenochtitlan, which is modern-day Mexico City. Tenochtitlan was the capital of the Aztec Empire, which reigned over Latin America from 1325 to 1521. Over the next century, only 2 million Mexicans out of 25 million would survive all the communicable diseases brought by European explorers across the Atlantic. Fortunately, smallpox was eradicated in Mexico by 1951. Finally, we'll talk about the flu pandemic in 1918. The flu pandemic is one of the greatest pandemics in recent history, barring COVID 19. It was caused by an H1N1 virus of avian origin, meaning it originated from birds, and infected about 500 million people and killed between 30 and 50 million people in 1918 and 1919. Research shows that the virus spread mainly in the trenches during World War I, which lasted from 1914 to 1918. It also played a substantial role in the ending of the war. Statistics show that flu, also known as the Spanish flu, killed 12 American soldiers for every one that was killed in the trenches. We just finished talking about all the pandemics and epidemics that we, as a human race, have gone through. In each of the 5 cases, the human race has shown its remarkable resilience and ability to adapt to and overcome the challenges that it has faced without all the advanced technology and medicine that we have today. I believe that we can overcome all the challenges that we face today, including COVID-19, especially by supporting each other. And speaking of support, the way you guys can support me is by liking and sharing this video and hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.